Hello everyone, and welcome to a vague fantasy land called Casual Classroom. Today we'll be looking at the newest DC animated project, Suicide Squad Isekai.
Yeah, that's karma. Yeah, get down.
Suicide Squad Isekai is a special little show for DC. It may be the truest foray into the anime market for the company. It's produced by Wit Studios, the house behind the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan, and stretches how many times I can say that word without being demonetized.
What, we some kind of
on a live
squad?
For nearly a decade now, the Squad has been one of DC's favorite franchises, while the 2016 film may have been one of the worst things ever made by them. Except the first act is kind of fun. The box office pull and subsequent gold rush of merchandise made the SS into a DC cash cow.
I, as consumer, thought, ooh, he's crazy.
Even before this movie broke hearts and minds, DC was testing out the Squad as a reliable brand name, introducing them in an expectedly lame fashion in Arrow. And now, after such entries as a mediocre live service game which is creeping steadily towards death, and not just one of the greatest DC films, comic book films in general, but one of the best action movies of the past decade. The Squad is great. They can give kooky Guardians of the Galaxy-esque banter 1 minute and destabilize a foreign nation the next. I personally am a huge fan of the Suicide Squad. I think that a Black Ops team set up by the government which utilizes supervillains for espionage is a stroke of creative genius. However, unfortunately, I cannot lobby that same level of praise towards this newest DC project. I'm pretty disappointed. Probably gonna commit Squad. Like I said, Wit Studio, the same studio which brought us Spy Family, is behind Suicide Squad Isekai and are honestly one of the best parts of it. The animation, especially a lot of the character animation, is really strong. You get a very clear idea of most of the characters just from their movements. And the action scenes are not only one of the best parts of the whole series, but they remind you that the series is still going. We may as well start with who has become the poster girl for the Squad and one of the biggest names in DC Comics.
What could a samurai have against little old me?
Carly Hawk plays this version of Harley Quinn, taking inspiration from the Margot Robbie version of the character, most notably her New York accent. She's played a lot of smaller bit parts in the English dubs of anime, but this seems to be her biggest role so far, and I think she does a really good job. I really hope to see her in a role that she could take a bit more ownership of. She's definitely living under the rule of Margot Robbie right now. Lucky motherfucker. But if you're watching it in the original Japanese, Ana Nagase does a fantastic job. You might know her as Riko Amanai from Jujutsu Kaisen. Alright, the way they animate her action is really impressive, especially the physics on elements like her pigtails and tassels on her clothes. It makes it feel very fluid. Another one of the best characters on this version of the Squad, and probably my favorite so far, is Clayface. You see, they decided to go a different direction with Clayface than I've seen a DC adaptation do before. Make him sexy. Well, sexier.
Please, my phallus is not erect.
This suave version of Clayface plays really well when he's balanced out by the rest of the Squad. He also plays exposition machine for the isekai fantasy side of the world. I really love every one of the designs for the Squad. They're the ones which stretch the status quo, like Clayface, but even the more standard ones, like Deadshot's, are still just really nice to look at. Amanda Waller is rocking her grandma pantsuits the whole time. They also do this really cool thing for the character cards. Can you guys tell that I'm running out of good things to talk about? Please be honest. Guys, I really wish that I liked this show more. Suicide Squad Isekai is a pretty solid anime. It isn't bad at all, but I've recently come off of reading Fullmetal Alchemist and watching One Piece, so my bar isn't exactly low right now. Still, that being said, I just don't like this series very much, but luckily I don't like it in a very cool, entertaining, and charismatic way. The reason why I started off talking about Harley and Clayface is because they represent the good side of this show. The side that takes these familiar DC ideas and gives them slight twists, whether that be a suave and cool Clayface, or even something as small as the endless supply of new themed clothes and accessories Harley has. When this show is taking established DC lore and characters and then twisting those elements to fit an isekai anime, it's good. It can even be really good. My favorite element is probably how they use Enchantress. I don't want to spoil it, but man, Amanda Waller sucks so much. But squad members like King Shark, Deadshot, Peacemaker, and Rick Flag are a pretty huge letdown in my opinion, so far at least. The first season of Suicide Squad Isekai has not wrapped yet. This is a little chill, little easy peasy, little silly Billy review while I recover from my big ass Full Metal video. That was a very fun video to make though, and I've made enough money on it to purchase at least one hand pie from my local bakery. So expect big ass One Piece soon, and even more from the big ass collection. When Suicide Squad Isekai is trying new things with DC characters or just giving us really well choreographed action, it's pretty fun. I don't really like to score things like this, but it's at least a 6 out of a bigger number. But when it's just doing the same old with these characters, or worse, trying to get me to give a fuck about any of the people in this stupid fantasy world, it's like a 6 out of a smaller number, which you may think is better because that's how fractions work, but it isn't, and it's not. If I wanted to go watch a generic fantasy isekai, I would bludgeon myself until the feeling passes. I've never been an isekai guy, unless we're talking about The Devil is a Part-Timer, but that's a reverse isekai, doesn't count. However, I am a really big squad guy. I've even been known as a fan of
Unalive?
And I do like some anime. So I feel like this show should be right up my crime alley, but I don't know. I really wish that it would try and do more interesting things with most of the squad. Peacemaker is a perfect example. It's the same John Cena design, they even basically do the same eating a bag of dicks joke. YouTube, if this video isn't monetized, I'm unaliving myself, I'm committing squad, blood will be on your hands. But when they're not played by John Cena and aren't nearly as funny or biblically enticing as Mr. John Cena, why would I want this version? I think it's a straight up mistake, a Titanic error, almost as bad as the error they did on the Titanic if two Suicide Squads look the same really at all. DC is well known for having the better villains out of the big two. If you disagree, it's okay to be wrong, have fun with Hobgoblin 3. But not only is it pretty lame if the Suicide Squad is made up of the same 6 rotating Batman villains with 1 or 2 spares, it doesn't make any sense. If a solid 1/8 of Batman's rogues gallery disappeared, including his very own boyfriend's very own girlfriend, I think he would notice. Batman tends to notice things. Picking members of the squad should be like island hopping around the different worlds of DC, not just staying at a Gotham motel. Jesus, that'd be scary. I'm gonna stick with the show, and I do recommend that you check it out too, if it at all sounds interesting to you. It's streaming on HBO Max, or you can pirate it, I guess. So yeah, I mean, overall, if you're asking me, would you rather watch Suicide Squad Isekai again, or have a nanite bomb injected into your neck? Well, folks, that is the video for this week. I hope you had a good time. I will see y'all next time. Got some really fun stuff coming up. Bye. Hey everyone! If you made it to this point of the video, thank you so much. A special double thank you, actually. Thank you once again. I hope you like the new 4 square. I like the way it's looking here. Got some teasers for some stuff coming up. But what I wanted to show off for my collection this week is Suicide Squad Get Joker. This is a pretty good book. This is actually the back cover, but the front cover is kind of lame. Yeah, this is a pretty good book. It does a lot of things that this show should have, like more interesting things with the squad. Like here already. Ooh, I haven't read this one in a little while. Let's see. Who do we have? We have Mad Dog, Firefly, Yonder. He's really fun in this. Oh shoot, I forget some of the other ones. One of them has like a really fun, like alien mouth kind of ability. She's cool. Ooh, Plastique is one of them. She has like explosives ability. But yeah, Suicide Squad Isekai is okay. I hope you had a fun time watching this video though. I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.